Good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I want to talk today about what is the perfect preparedness life or lifestyle. And it might be different for different people. I'll talk a little bit about what it is for me and then ask you kind of what you think it might be for you and how to get there doing that. It's a cold morning. If it seems a little bright, it's because of the snow glare coming in the window. We had another few inches of snow last night. Supposed to get a big storm. Supposed to get more this afternoon, another 7 inches or something like that. I don't know, but it is cold. We're hitting down below zero the next few nights, and not much higher than that during the day. So I don't mind. There's something about snow. What is it about snow that makes people happy? There's a silence when you go outside, and the reason for that, of course, is that the snow itself absorbs noise, and so you don't get the racket. You don't get the ambient noise in life that you get. It gives you a cozy feeling, I guess it is, and I guess it's the same everywhere. I stumbled across a video by a family in Russia. Is it the Shikaz family? Shikaz, something like that. Some of you probably watched them. I watched a few of theirs quite a while back, and I found it interesting, but uh, I don't watch them normally. But they came on, and I thought, well, I'll give this a hit. And the wife was all excited. She says, "It's snowing, it's snowing." So even out there in Russia, where it's cold all the time, they're still excited about snow, and apparently it makes them happy. So I think it makes all of us happy. Hang on half a second. I have to say something to Kelly, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so you all know, those who have been with us in the past. Hang on a second. I need to check. Sometimes when I don't have my glasses on, I don't get this. Make sure it's running. Yeah, it is. Okay. So, did you hear about the terrible thing that happened up in Canada? Uh, And I'm not talking about that airplane crash, and I'm not talking about them booing the American national anthem. I'm talking about that moreover because I have revived the American Reversion channel for those of you who enjoy that, and I've renamed it American Revival because we are in a revival right now under this new administration, and that's exactly what the country needs. I think we have a great chance now to do something that we haven't had a chance to do in a very long time, and that is first off, yeah, make America great again, make America better, bring this country back to the foundational principles on which it was based, and but also to give people like you, those interested in bettering themselves, preparedness-minded people, a better chance to get ahead and and really develop that preparedness that you want to the extent that you want to. A better economy, a more positive spirit will help do that, and so I'm eager to get back to putting more stuff up on the American Revival. It is now Revival, American Revival channel. I think you're all gonna enjoy it. I put stuff up there last night about Rush Limbaugh. Did you realize that yesterday was the fourth anniversary of his passing? And I put up some old stuff from Rush's. Do you remember the bumpers? What is it? What the Chenault? Was it Barbara Chenault? They used to sing the intro to him. The operatic thing, and then some other things. Anyway, I put those up on the Patreon channel of the American Revival channel. So for those of you who are interested, it's over there. Okay, the perfect preparedness life may be different for me than it is for you, but have you thought about it? And I suggest you take a minute right now and ask yourself, what is the perfect preparedness life for you? And where are you on the path toward it? Are you where you want to be? Are you behind? Are you getting there? Are you living it right now? I'll be honest with you. I'm living it. I'm living pretty close to it right now. As a matter of fact, I would say that there aren't many changes that I would make at all. But that is the result of And when I say that, what I mean is, yes, if an asteroid hit the Earth, am I prepared for that? Probably not. Probably not. If there was thermonuclear war in my area, am I prepared for that? No. I mean, I could survive it immediately. Am I prepared to come out the other side doing well in a world that was obliterated around me? No. Yeah, we have to be honest with these things, right? But in the more normal things, yeah, I'm pretty close to it. But that's the result of years and years of thinking about it, of planning, of working towards it, and of preparing. Right, right. And those of you who have read my books know, if you want to know what the perfect preparedness life is, in my opinion, it's all contained right here in our main sponsor, the Stone Mott series, my books, the Reversion, the Revival, the Renewal, An Appeal to Heaven, the Blessings of Freedom, Hostages to Fortune, and the most recent one, On Wings Like Eagles. Working on the eighth one. These are available, of course, through Amazon, always have been. The first one came out in 2017, and people have been learning from these ever since, all across the world. And they do talk about everything. You will learn more in these books if you haven't read them than you can imagine, all wrapped up in a great story. And people tell me that when they read it through the third time, the fourth time, and the fifth time, they're still learning things. They still see things they forgot the first times through. So if you really want to know how to, not just what maybe the perfect preparedness lifestyle might be, this will tell you. It'll also tell you how to get there in a great story. You will love the characters, all that. The best way to get them really is from me. You can get them on Amazon. They get them to you quickly. But you can also get them from me through our website, stonemont.us. That link is down below. And then I get to sign them for you and write a little note in there for you. I don't get them to you as quickly as Amazon. We're waiting for the next shipment to get in right now. But I get them to you, and you'll like them. So that's my idea of what a perfect preparedness life should be. And of course, your perfect life and mine are going to have a lot of things in common, and that is separation from dependence on external systems over which you have little or no control, right? To be self-sufficient, to be self-reliant, to be able to do what you want to do in the world as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. And of course, that all boils down to the very basic things. We don't talk a lot. I don't talk a lot about the basics here because they're basic. Everybody pretty much knows these, and there's a million channels out there that will tell you all about food and water and shelter and defense and people and things like that. Now, I do address those things a little bit differently than others, but I don't get into them all the time. Yeah, that's why I wrote the books, to be honest. As I was talking about this, I realized that there were a few things that I wanted to say. And those things were what to stop doing if you really want to become more successful in your preparedness life. Okay, and where this came from was I put one up on the Prepping for Prosperity channel. For those of you wanting to know how to improve your financial preparedness, that's the channel for you. To be honest, I don't put that stuff on this channel anymore because there's too many people in the preparedness world that will come by and who aren't really positive thinkers and want to argue about those things more than learn from them. And that's one of the main problems that people have. I'm going to warn you against that. So I put up a great one over on the Prepping for Prosperity channel, and it was about the businesses that my wife and I have had. We've started them, we've run them, what we do now, how we did them, how to go about it. I got fairly detailed in some things of what you can do. And the very first comment that I got on there was, I don't think you can do that. And I thought to myself, I'm sorry for those people. We've been doing it forever, right? And it works and it's legit. But here's a person who, without knowing, obviously not knowing how to do this particular thing, came on, instead of saying, oh, I didn't know you could do that, they come on and said, I don't think you can do that. That was very sad to me, but I see it in preparedness so often. And as I was thinking about that, I thought, What are the things that people need to stop doing in order to really help them prepare better? And maybe I'll make a list. I know people love the 5 things to do, 5 things to have, 10 things, whatever it is like that. I'm not really big on lists. I think that thinking ought to be a linear process. You ought to think. You shouldn't have said what to do. But I know a lot of people like goals and lists and things like that. Well, one of the first things you need to stop doing is saying that something can't be done. And I see that so much in the preparedness world because, to be honest, and hopefully it's not you, to be honest, many people in the preparedness world come at it through fear, come at it from a negative standpoint, and that negativity just spreads throughout their life, and it expresses itself by saying, you can't do that, which really means they can't do that, and they're not willing to put the effort into trying to do that, even though others have done it. And those of you who have been with me before, you know that one of my favorite sayings is, those who say something can't be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. Okay? So get rid of that. Get rid of that. Stop saying that something can't be done. And then stop saying that you can't do it. You're not much different than, and I don't know you personally. I know some of you personally, but most of you I don't. But you are not that different than the people who are doing it or have already done it. The difference is they've put in the work and the effort. And if you haven't done it, then you haven't yet. But the only thing standing in your way is you. You can get from where you are to where you want to be by putting in the time, effort, and money. To be honest, it takes money. But that's why I was talking about over on the Prepping for Prosperity channel, how to make money. Your financial preparedness is so important to all the rest of your preparedness. You cannot prepare to live well. I mean, if you are one of those who prefers, and I'm going to put this nicely, if you prefer to live a very low end life, and I don't mean that spiritually, you can live in a mud hut and be very close to God, and that would be far superior than to someone who lives in a mansion and doesn't know God. Okay, so let's put that over here, because I always get these comments about that, and it makes me realize that the person doesn't want to be serious about really preparing on earth. And Jesus told you to. Oh, I know. Don't put up your treasures on earth, right? Well, but it does. He also says, be prepared to provide for yourself. Okay, under God's protection, guidance, all of that. So let's set that over here. But whatever it is for you, maybe somebody wants to live out in the woods, a very bare subsistence lifestyle, and they don't have running water, and they don't have whatever. If that's right for you, then good. This probably isn't for you. It's easy to get that, and so you've already got it, hopefully. But for those who want a better life, who want a life that really is fulfilling in so many different areas, it takes input, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes money. And this is what I was saying, that money is so elemental to the rest of your preparedness efforts. Okay, it's simple as that. So stop thinking that it can't be done. Stop thinking that you can't do it. If you're not doing it, it's only because you've chosen not to do it. Okay, simple as that. Stop listening to those people who say you can't do it. Stop listening to the people who tell you every day that things are horrible, that things are terrible. Things are simply what they are. If the prices of goods and services are going up, that's normal. Has been since the Depression, right? Okay, it's nothing to be excited about. It's nothing to be all shocked about. It's nothing to be all worried about. Hopefully you're doing as well in the economy so that those things relatively are staying the same for you or getting lower. And what I mean by that, okay, eggs, all right? Okay, eggs is the one that everybody's talking about now. They're all excited about eggs, right? Eggs have gone up to $4 or $5 a dozen, something like that. Okay, To be honest, when it comes to the cost of a meal, that's still pretty cheap. But I'm not saying that it is cheap. We used to pay 77 cents a dozen. Now we pay 5.39, something like that. Is it something that I want to do? No, I'd rather still pay 77 cents. But my finances have increased to the point to where that doesn't take a greater percentage out of my life than it used to at 77 cents. See, and that's where you should also be. You should be in a situation or prepare the situation, develop the situation, create the situation in that you are able to stay up with the economy. And too many people in the world, not just the preparedness world, but the world, they stay stagnant and then complain that the world is getting more complicated and expensive. Well, the problem isn't that the world is becoming more expensive. The problem is that the person is remaining stagnant. They're not growing, and this is why I put up that one on prepping for prosperity, and why it's important to have a business. It was all about creating and building your own business, and why that's superior. I'm going to throw this in. It's going to upset some people. I couldn't care less, and that's why I say it's far superior to gold, to stocks, to anything else. Your own business is your motor. It's the driving force behind your economic stability, your financial stability. Okay, that's it. So stop listening to the people who say it can't be done. Everything's horrible. That even when good things happen, it's still probably a bad reason for it. Okay, they want to wind you up in all the problems of today. Reading through the headlines. Oh, this terrible thing happened, and this terrible thing happened, and this terrible. Tell me what purpose that serves. Does that serve any positive purpose? No. You should be aware of those things, but you can be aware of those things on your own. You should, and to be honest, the things haven't changed that much. I mean, you could go back 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. Read the newspapers, and it's going to be the same basic things. Okay, times are tough. The economy's getting weak. This and that, and some people are struggling, and there are threats from overseas, and there are wars and rumors of wars. And it's been like that for thousands of years. None of this stuff is new. I mean, with the exception of a plane flips upside down up in Canada. I mean, where would that happen? Maybe that's kind of. I'm gonna talk about this over on the American Revival channel, but that seems a little bit appropriate, doesn't it? That a plane flipped upside down in Canada. Just saying, as they say. So stop that. Stop letting negative people affect you. Now, what is the perfect preparedness life for you? Is it a little farm somewhere? If you don't know what the perfect preparedness life is, how do you know how to get there? If you're taking a trip, you look at you know where you're going, right? I'm going to Montana. Well, you got to get a map. Get a map. Which road's the best way to take? You see, life's just like that. Okay, I want this. I want a little farm out in the country. Okay, that should be easily attained. Really easily attained. Okay, what do you need to do that? Well, you need money. Okay, you work a job. Do you have a house in town? Something like that. You sell it. You use the money to buy a little farm out in the country. Okay. I want to live in a small town. Okay. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Make decisions. Do you want to uproot yourself from people that you know and your friends? You find a little place in a small town. It's going to be cheaper if you live in the suburbs of the city. It's going to be cheaper out in the country. So take the equity you have in your house. You probably can buy a place out in the country for cash. Do it. If you live out in the country, well, do you want a bigger garden? Good. Plant a bigger garden. You want more animals? Get more animals. Do you want a better group of friends? Go out and be friendly. Learn to know people. Know your neighbors. Get involved in situations. Get involved in groups. Get involved in activities. None of this stuff is difficult. Nothing in preparedness is difficult. It's simply knowing, it's recognizing that times can be, challenging. It's recognizing and accepting that you are responsible for your own, safety, security, sustenance, all those things. Doing the things that enable you to fulfill that responsibility, and then doing it. But I'll tell you where most people, and then maybe not having that idea of what you think the perfect preparedness lifestyle is for you. And so I think a lot of people do kind of get stuck there and say, well, I don't know, I'm just kind of doing it, one step at a time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're just doing one step at a time without a goal, how do you know where you're going? You may not be going. And you can make a major change in your life by simply taking that step, going from one step at a time, going just kind of anywhere, to saying, that's what I want. That's where I want to be over there. And now each one of those steps at a time is taking you in the right direction to where you want to be. Does that make sense? Do that. But stop the other things. Stop the self-sabotage of saying that it can't be done, or you can't do it, or life's hard, or life's difficult, or whatever it is. Stop listening to those who feed you a continual line of negativity, because their purpose is not to help you. Their purpose is to keep you, to hold you back, and keep you in the same puddle, the same outhouse of negativity that they swim in. I mean, if you want to be there, I don't know why you would, you might want to talk to somebody about that, but you don't want to be there. You want to be living the best life you can live. That's what the good Lord wants of you. And you do it, and the one thing you want to do, stop doing those other things, and then ask God to guide you in everything that you're doing. He will order your steps. But don't allow yourself to be held back by the people who want to hold you back by feeding you this sad song of everything's bad. We probably have some pretty good times ahead, to be honest with you. And of the times that are best used by improving your position in life, whether that's preparedness or anything else. And that's my advice for today. It's good advice. I hope you'll take it. And while you do that, again, if you want all the lessons, if you want more lessons than you will believe, and good ones, the Stonemont series, if you haven't read them, please do. You will get more out of these than you can imagine. And if you order it from me, we have a special on the whole set too, and most people buy them by the set. And I didn't bring out the other one. But if you buy them by the set, there's a great deal on the set. I sign them all for you. We send them out, and we add the Stonemont notebook in your set. And I'm getting the next load of, I've been waiting on a load from the printer here for a couple of weeks, and I think it's coming in this week. So some people have already have their orders in. We'll be getting them out to you. And for those who haven't ordered yet, do. You'll be glad. You'll thank me. Okay? All right. Hey, you all have a good day today. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. Understand, you are worth it. You are worth living well. I hate it when I see people being held back by people who are trying to hold them back. Because your life should and can be better than it is. And for most part, some of you living perfect lives, great lives. And for those who aren't, realize there are some who are. You can do it too. And it's just a matter of doing it, right? Stop doing the negative stuff. Start to replace it with the positive stuff. You won't believe the difference it'll make. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.